All aboard! For this stagecoach is about to move out! And it's for everyone that has potential.
I'm glad that you brought up that part about the environment, because we're working to replenish that which has been taken away.
Fetch.
Yes, we replenishing those things by doing, getting our people more connected back to nature, which they were connected, but they lost it, and like you said, they assimilated. Just like that, the Africans that you spoke about, they left and went to New York and to the concrete jungle, so they didn't have the gardens anymore. So now we're getting our people back into putting their hands down on the ground and coming back to nature. So I'm glad you brought that up.
That is part of our DNA.
Okay.
Because before, whenever we got sick,
Yes.
we just call Granny, not call Granny, somebody would go to Granny
Yes.
and get the leaves.
Yes. The leaves.
The leaves that are going to cure.
Yes.
Jerusalem root.
Yes. Yes.
So the root.
Jerusalem root.
Jerusalem
My grandmother would
root.
use
Yeah.
Jerusalem root.
So we used to have a disconnection with the Mother Nature.
Yes.
Our production, like the food and everything, was in natural ways, but the greed came into place.
Yes.
So we don't want an apple. We want the perfect apple.
Yes.
The
Yes.
perfect apple has to be manipulated.
Yes.
Because Mother Nature, they give you the food, but not the perfection.
Mm-hmm.
So perfection what? In your eyes or in the content of the apple?
Yes.
So Mother Nature gave us the content of the apple that was perfect. But human beings now is genetically manipulating
Yes.
the food, and what that is going to bring us back? Disease,
Right. Exactly.
problems.
Exactly.
I'm going.
That's why we needed to look a little bit deeper into the organic.
Yes.
But the organic food is so expensive.
Yes.
Why so expensive? Because not so many people know how to
To do
cultivate
it,
that.
exactly, and we were talking about that. There is a group now, like a Whole Food, but they are different, and they want to actually get those foods that are organic and make it at a good price. They're working on that, and that's really good, because like you said earlier, I go to Whole Food, but I'm quite sure some of my family, they can't afford to go there. So I think that the thrust for people like ourselves to send those thoughts out there and that vibration, it changes a whole lot of stuff.
So the natural food give you all the ingredients for you to have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start to manipulate it, I'm not talking about, I don't want any controversy
Yes,
with the
yes,
ADM
Correct.
or Cargill and all that. I'm not talking about that. Okay?
yes, yes,
Because nowadays we need to be very careful
Yes,
to be
true.
politically correct.
Yes.
Correct.
But what I'm saying is like, there is nothing wrong to have your little
A
garden.
garden.
And our kids like break a leg falling from the trees, from the mango trees. And all that. Nowadays they break a leg in the concrete jungle.
yeah, that's right, exactly, exactly.
And we're overprotecting
What
them.
do you mean when you say the concrete jungle?
And those kids nowadays, they are into video games and
Yes.
and so many other things.
Video games, computers.
So when they break the legs, it's because by accident.
Yes.
Because we're overprotecting them.
Yes,
How many scars we have from biking?
yes, true.
But now the kids, they have pads, helmets, everything. It's
That's
like
the concrete jungle.
that's the concrete jungle.
Something else I want to touch on. You mentioned about the apple. And my mind automatically goes back to the Bible when you said about the apple. Were you by any chance relating to Adam and Eve with the apple in the garden? Is there any connection here? If it is, I'd like for the audience to really get that. Because this is Bible country. This is Bible country. This is Bible country. Because when you said that, I know that if I was out on the other side of that camera, the first thing I'd be thinking is, she's talking about Adam and Eve.
Okay.
You know what I said? Why did he zero in on that? Why did he
What
question
do we
her?
know about apple? They say an apple a day,
Mhm.
keep the doctors away.
Yes.
Come on.
Okay? So, I don't believe that the apple was the forbidden fruit.
Okay, come on, talk.
So there is a joke in Portuguese.
Okay.
And Angela can translate because her English is better than mine. Let's say, I'm going to say in Portuguese.
Okay.
A história da maçã é pura safadeza. O Adão comeu a Eva e a maçã foi sobremesa.
Can you translate that?
Absolutely not.
Oh, wow.
Like you said, we are in Bible country.
Oh, I see.
That's a joke. I'm going to translate because she's very shy.
Okay.
It's a kind of dirty joke.
Oh,
in
wow.
Portuguese. It's a dirty joke.
We're in Bible country.
In the Bible Belt, they say that the apple story is just to keep people mind somewhere else. Because Adam had Eve. Okay? He messed up with Eve. And the apple was just the dessert.
Oh, I missed that one. I went over my head.
No. We're not
I'm in
going back.
elementary. I keep it on the short bus.
You're going to edit this
Right,
part.
I know. But you know, I wanted to say that the same thing that you're doing in Bahia, we're doing here. And the same, the connection as far as the highest retention of African tradition is here in the Gullah Geechee Nation.
And that's why I came here, because
Right.
I knew about that, and Peggy has been telling me so much
Yes,
about the culture and everything. Last year I was in Nigeria,
Okay.
and I was able to see firsthand what's going on in Africa. We hear a lot about religious intolerance,
Okay.
a lot. They're killing Muslims, they're killing Christians, they're killing each other.
Okay.
And some of the Bible Belt,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
they are trying to tell the Africans that what they are doing with the deities, cult of the deities, is something pagan.
Pagan. Can you
So
speak
they
a
are
little
just
louder on that for me?
pagan.
Okay.
Mhm.
Everything.
So they are destroying the icons.
The tradition.
They are destroying the tradition.
Who's doing this?
People who
Bible
are,
Belt.
yeah, the similar
The
people.
ones that are bringing Jesus
Yes.
is taking away the culture. Okay?
Being very honest.
I'm not trying to say that I'm a Christian myself,
Yes.
but I'm just saying what is going
She's
on.
just, I mean, just saying about the intolerance. It's not everywhere, but in Africa, I just was watching, I don't remember his name, but I'm sure you know, it's a professor here, and he is going there like you, I think you did that too, going to Africa and trying to get all these, what is remains from this tradition,
Right.
okay? To save because they are destroying just because of religious intolerance.
Right, exactly.
Because they don't wanna, okay, it's paganism, whatever, but it is still African
Okay.
traditions
Yes.
that is being preserved in Brazil because there at least there is freedom of religion.
Okay.
And that's what is happening in the, I don't think it's on the big cities in Africa, but inside in the country, that's what is happening.
Yes.
And that is dangerous if you are
Yes.
doing that.
Because the evangelical people, they are come and say, you are worshippers, you are pagan, you go to hell. So you want to get rid of everything.
And they kill. They are
Yes,
killed.
exactly.
So they don't want to have it.
Get rid of everything?
Well, it's kind of like when we were brought here from Africa, and we became colonized, and the language, the Gullah language, people feel that they don't want to be associated with it because people told them it was negative, that it had no meaning, that we were speaking gibberish, and then when we connected it to Africa, we have now more people are getting more aware of who they really are. So it's a matter of education, and the more we educate,
Knowledge is the power.
that's right, exactly, exactly.
So let's get back to why you're here. And we were on track. We're still on track. But I want to stay the reason why you're here, and you're connecting with the other colleague,
Okay.
which is, Elder Carline, what's your position here at Gullah Geechee Angel Network? And then tell us, help her connect with why she's here so we can get to the meat. And then I want to hear some of what she was, while we were trying to get the camera right, and she was giving some good stuff, some
Yes.
information she was
Yes.
sharing. I want to hear some of that.
Yes, well, I'm Elder Carline Towne, Minister Chisholm, as you know, and my friends here. And I'm director of the Gullah Geechee Angel Network. also Minister of Information for the Gullah Geechee Nation. I work closely with Queen Quet, who's chiefess, and we've been anointed to be sure to carry our culture. I would say that I stand on the shoulders of my ancestors, and that's why I'm here. And I'm just another person in this world trying to connect with my people of the diaspora. But basically, I'm a person that loves humanity. So everything that I do is connected to people. And so I'm just here to just absorb and find the reconnection that we have, because in the Gullah Geechee Nation, we actually have the highest retention of African tradition. And my friend here has the highest retention of African tradition in her country. So it's divine order. Everything's connected.
Yes.
Thanks to Peggy.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Our
our friend.
recruiter. The one that
That's
threaded
right.
the history.
That's right.
Say that again for me. When we first started off, you said you tell your people that. Say that again.
I work with children, and I tell them that they need to connect the thread to their culture that goes from one generation to the other generation.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them about Harriet Powers, who was born into slavery in 1837,
Good.
and she died in 1910. Well, she was born in this country, but if you look at her work, you will see the motifs from Benin. You would see
Yes.
all the drawings of animals and people in the quilt of someone who was born into slavery.
Okay.
So I tell them this is their connection, and you cannot lose this, because this will carry you stitch by stitch by stitch into the next generation, and to explore where you came from. Because if you don't know where you came from, you won't be able to find where you're going.
Wow. Say that again.
I tell them that they need to explore where they
Came from.
Because if you don't know where you came from, you will not know where you're going.
You get lost
You will
between
get
where
lost.
you came from,
That's
where you
right.
are now, and
That's
where you're
right.
trying to go.
That's
Yes,
right.
yes.
How can
Son
you
of
go-
on the shoulders of those who came before
Yes,
us.
yes,
You stand.
yes.
United.
So, Elder Carline,
Yes.
what you just explained was your place and your heart desire and what you anointed to do. And you're connecting with
Isabel,
Isabel.
you are going to see in Bahia, you are going to see in Brazil, part of the traditions that we call negro de ganho, meaning you become free, you start to work, and you buy the freedom of your family, of people that you have interest that
I
came
have to
from.
buy the freedom of my family.
Yes, it's like here. So you became free. So your duty is to get somebody else free. So they took us from the slave house into the slums because we are free.
Yes.
Free for what?
Right.
To go where?
Yes, that's what you're saying.
Okay,
So they climbed the favelas.
that's the connection.
And we never came down. I start to tell you that good death, meaning you die as a free man. You prefer to die as a free
With
man.
honor.
It's an honor to die as a free man than to be a slave. And this is a well-known, one of the oldest sorority in the world. Only women can participate in Our Lady of the Good Death. This is for the Virgin Mary of Assumption.
Hmm.
So what happened is that those women, they are the guardians of the Yoruba traditions of the Candomblé shrines. Most of them, they are Yalorishas. So in the mid-August, 15th of August, they have the traditional ceremony for Our Lady of the Good Death. They have the procession, they have the mass and everything. So in this, those ladies by then, during the slavery, they were the ones that they helped to shelter the slaves that are running away. And they teach them the way north to Pomares, the way for freedom to Maroons, to create different Maroons. And Bahia has many Maroons communities.
Yes, yes.
So the ladies would tell them, the Alorishas, go to that settlement because that's a Maroon community. So you can be free over there.
Okay.
You can do your work over there.
All aboard! For this stagecoach is about to move out. It is for everyone that has potential and would love